We live? We're live. Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends. Nicholas Villar's here. We are, well, right after this, I gotta wait a sec. Alright. Are we clear? Look at that. There's this bag. I can't really see that. That's a bag that was there when I came outside. I'm leaving my house here. I'm gonna head on over to, we're gonna go to the local Walmarts. We're gonna go to the Walmart store and see if we can find Shenmue, or maybe the Xbox One. Hello there, Obi-Wan. How are you? We're just taking a little night drive, heading on over to the local Walmart store. Gonna see if I can find myself a copy of Shenmue on PS4 or Xbox One. See if we can make that happen. Andrew, hello. Hello there. Hope everyone's having a good evening. It's a nice night for a drive. If I didn't have the camera going here, if I was not streaming, I'd probably just have the windows open. Yeah, I know, boo Walmart. I get it. But, look, no one else is open right now, and I was busy all day long, so this is what we get. And I tried going to Target for it, and they didn't have it in stock. So, with that, we're left to travel to Walmart and see what we can find there. I'll check these messages when I get there. I'm gonna try and stay focused on the road. Feel free to continue chatting. We're just taking a nice night drive. But like I was saying, you know, if I was not streaming right now, I would definitely have the windows down. It's a very nice night. It's nice and cool. I am wearing a hoodie or a hooded sweatshirt. Sorry, I don't want to trigger Andrew. Andrew gets triggered when people call them hoodies. So I've got my Coheed and Cambria hooded sweatshirt on. We're just passing the local Bill DeLord car dealership. Over there you might see a restaurant called Acapulco. Some fine Mexican fare. The Peddler's Mall. That's a fun place to look around. Kind of like, it's kind of like a flea market. Lots of little booths set up. People can rent out these little booths in there, and then they just put items at the booths with a price written on them. And each price tag will have the booth number written on it. So you can just go from booth to booth collecting items, and then at the front counter they take inventory of the things you collected, and the proper booth owners get the money divvied up based on the little booth number that's written on the price tag. So it's kind of an interesting approach. You know, at a normal flea market, you'd have people working at each individual little station, and then you'd cash out right there. But not at the Peddler's Mall. So it's kind of a different dynamic. I like going there. It's usually pretty peaceful. Unless you go at peak hours, of course. You know, then you're gonna have to deal with all of the hustle and bustle of old ladies looking around for antiques and that kind of thing. But I like to go in the evening sometime and just have a look-see around. I like the vibes of that T-Mobile store. It's like this hot pink inside. It's pretty cool. Nice vaporwave aesthetic. I'd imagine they're always playing Macintosh Plus when you go in. So we are here. Just a little jaunt down the road, guys. The Walmart here is not very far, as you can see. We've actually been timing it, haven't we? I can look at this. I can look at the little clock here on the video and see that I made it here in. Well, I made it into the parking lot in less than 5 minutes. So that's a quick trip I always like to pull forward into the next parking spot. That way when I go to leave, I can just pull directly out and I don't have to back out. That's my strategy, guys. I recommend you do the same. Let's see. Let's see what I missed here. So Obi-Wan said that there's some big political events happening in Australia. Yeah. Andrew asked if it was leftist fascists taking over. Looks like the Prime Minister's own party is about to overthrow him. Yeah, that is serious drama. Andrew says they're going to give me shit for filming in here in Walmart. We'll see. Obi-Wan then said he discussed some of it in his potato gaming video last night, which he's uploading at the moment. We'll record another one tonight discussing today's developments. Well, that's cool. That's a cool little angle. You can do your potato gaming and also discuss Australian politics. That's a pretty niche video market right there. I like that. That's a cool approach because I'd like to know what's going on in Australian politics. I wouldn't know which website to go to look for that. So maybe you can be my pipeline. And same goes for like the rest of the world. I was thinking that you could do, what is it, what kind of video? You were just talking about cricket the other day, right? So you could do a video explaining cricket to those who are not in cricket heavy countries. That might be a cool video. Let's see. Andrew, I don't know if you're right. I think it might be okay because I'm talking the whole time. So it's just like FaceTime. I'm just FaceTiming, you know? That's okay. No one can get mad about that. Who's gonna get mad at me for FaceTiming? So I'm talking to relatives. Well, I don't even have to do that. It could just be friends, you know? And, you know, who's gonna have a problem with that, I think. That's how it goes. So we've got, let's see, some fresh bits. Let's see. I've got to find out if, yeah, I've got to find out if we can find a copy of Shenmue on the PS4 or the Xbox One, because they didn't have it over at the Target store, and I didn't get a chance to go to GameStop today. So I was thinking, I kind of set up a little deal with myself. I had a good deal of, you know, video editing to do yesterday, and I was like, well, if I get the editing done, then I'll run over and see if they've got it at Walmart. And I didn't get a chance to because it got to be too late last night. I know it ain't no PS triple. Nothing's a PS triple, unfortunately. If you haven't watched the video from last night, my live video, I prepared to eat. I prepared to eat a chocolate chip cookie cake for my birthday. That was a fun video. Let's see what we've got here. Well, there's no Shenmue there. I also saw that they were selling the Commodore 64 Mini at Walmart. It was listed on their website as one of the retailers. Oh, there's a nice number of NES Classics here. I need another NES Classic controller. I wonder if they have any. Would this work? I think that might work. Gamepad. This must be, but it's not officially licensed, is it? Let's see here. Looks like we got another viewer here. Hello, whoever you are. I'm out at Walmart. I'm trying to find a copy of Shenmue. I found this though. I might pick this up. Don't trust it. I mean, it's wireless. That's handy, but yeah, you're right. I would regret it. I like having first-party material, and I don't see any Yeah, they don't have any extras. That's a bummer. Super bummer. All right, well, what do we got here? What's in here? That's all VR stuff. I do want to play the Doom VR. I bet that's fun. What else? The Inpatient? I don't even know what that is. I haven't heard about that one. Obi-Wan was asking about the PSVR, I think yesterday or the day before, and I was saying it's really fun. I just have not, I don't sit down to play it very often because it's kind of a production. Let's see, I feel like the Commodore would be right here if they had it, and I don't see any. They got some of these little mini arcades. They got Bad Dudes, Galaga, Dig Dug's Fun, My Arcade. This is the same My Arcade right here. That's the same company who makes this controller. So let's see what we got over here. Let's head on over. What do you guys think of these covers for Deadpool? Day After Tomorrow. Well, it's Deadpool on the cover of these. 127 hours. That's a little disrespectful, isn't it? That guy really lost his arm. I bet he's not happy about that. Office Space. That's a cool one. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Deadpool. Fight Club. What else do we got here? X-Men. Castaway. Revenge of the Nerds. What else do we got over here? Logan. City Slickers. Terminator's cool. I like that one. Okay. Look at that. Infinity War seems to be sold out on that side anyway. Yeah. Obi-Wan, do you guys have Walmart in Australia? Let's see if we can find Shenmue. You see it here. They didn't have it over in the new release section, but it's kind of a niche title, so I don't see it. It's kind of crazy. Like, I wouldn't expect them to have a full display or anything, but I would expect a few. It's sold really well on Amazon. None on the PS4. Let's see. There's the game. It's a great game. I'm gonna do some streaming of that soon. And this one here, Obi-Wan, have you played Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze? I think that looks fun, but I haven't played it yet. Let me see here. Let's see. A Vampire. Resident Evil. I'm not seeing it. Shenmue. Shenmue. We need a Shenmue. Do we have a Shenmue here? Shenmue Remastered. Just need one. Just need one of them. No. I don't see a single one. It's crazy. Wow. How disappointing. What the hell is wrong with people? Yeah, that's very disappointing. They got like 360 games in here still, but no Shenmue. That's wacky. Somebody's crazy, guys. see. Anything over here worth looking at? Can say goodbye to these pretty soon. Now that Disney has swallowed up that timeline, you know that that's going. It's not really. No. There's a Tremors collection down there. Interested in watching that, but no. Alright, well, let's check out the toys real quick. I like this. Maybe. I might come back for that. I want that too. Alright, let's go here. Let's walk on back. Obi-Wan wrote back and said, no Walmart, Kmart, Target, and Big W. What's Big W? And you don't have a Switch, Obi-Wan. Okay, that's right. Alright. Any good toys here? This Thanos is garbage. Look, he's like stuck. The only thing that moves are the arms go up and down, but his legs are locked like that. He's like a statue. No one wants to play with that. It's stupid. Let's see. Same ones they've had for the past 6 months. No new Star Wars stuff. That's all old. That awful Millennium Falcon right there. Nope. You want Paige and Rose for your birthday? Let's see. I think you're going to be disappointed. Looking here. Nope. They're all sold out. They're sold out of Paige and Rose Ticos. So, sorry. Might have to find those somewhere else, Andrew. I mean, those are hot items, especially with all the controversy the past few days. So, what about this? You want a big Wookiee head? I can get you a Wookiee head for $24.98. Well, that's disappointing, isn't it? Yeah. They didn't have it. A bunch of crap, guys. I really thought they would. I thought they'd have at least like 2 copies here, but not a single one. What a drag. That's awful. I heard that Walmart was going to be carrying some new comic books, though. Maybe I'll stop over in the book section real quick and see if they got those in. They were supposed to be getting like some giant-sized comic books collecting, like, I don't know, classic stories or something like that. We'll see. I'll just have to check over there real fast. Yeah. Did I miss anything here? Andrew said that Rose and Paige are in high demand. Yep, they certainly are. I mean, they were before, but especially with all this stuff happening with Kelly Marie Tran, which I need to do a video on. I was telling Obi-Wan that I had a video coming on that where we're just going to look at it in a little more depth, you know, try to figure that out. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So, let's see, it looks like, oh, it's been kind of shortened up a little bit. No. Probably would be there, but I don't. Nope. No, they're all. Those were not around. Okay, well. Andrew had an idea. Yeah, let's run it by the audience. Let's see. What do we got in the tabloids here? Matthew Perry's intestines explode. Doc's fear. I don't believe that. That's never true. Stuff like that, it never comes to pass. Well, too bad. That's too bad. Well, we tried, didn't we? Did you have the idea? Let's see if we can get Obi-Wan to weigh in, or maybe some viewers later. Andrew says when we catch up on sequential Star Wars, we commemorate the event with a tattoo. But of what? I'm open to that. A Rose Tico tattoo. What if we got the Rose and Paige Tico symbols? You got one, I can get the other. That might be a good way to commemorate the accomplishment of making it through the entire thing. A clone trooper helmet, maybe. What if we got, that'd be tough to see. I was thinking, yeah, that'd probably be the best. A clone trooper helmet, that'd be cool. By that point, we might have picked out our favorite clone troopers. So if we each had a favorite clone trooper, I'm gonna go ahead and open my windows a little bit here. And if it's too loud, if the wind is too loud, let me know. I don't want to blow the video by trying to enjoy the night air, but it is delicious out. So we are clone trooper marks. Big advocates for the clone troopers. So we're gonna head back home then. They didn't have it. They didn't do a good job. That means I'll probably just have to go to GameStop tomorrow. And they're gonna be like, did you pre-order it? And I'll be like, no. They'll be like, sorry, we're sold out, man. You should pre-order. It's like, yeah, I get it. I know. I don't pre-order games anymore is because they stopped doing the goddamn midnight releases. That was like the big reason to pre-order. It was always an event. It was fun. I mean, for a while, it was like everything would have a midnight release because it's like more than one game generally comes out on any given release day. So even if it wasn't like Halo or Call of Duty or GTA or something like that, it was like you still got, if you had it on pre-order, you know, you could go in for the midnight release and pick it up early at select GameStops. Maybe not every GameStop would do it, but usually one in the area would be having a midnight release. And you could go there and pick your stuff up, and you can't do that anymore. You can't have nice things, guys. No more midnights. It's like the only game that gets a midnight release these days is like Call of Duty. I don't even know if they'll do it for Battlefield this time. because that game has sold so abysmally. I hear it's going to be a real shit show. Yeah. At this red light, I'm taking some time to read here. Obi-Wan wants to know if we already have quite a few tats. Yeah, I'd say so. I would say so. I have 2 tattoos on my I have 2 tattoos on my left arm, and then I have basically a full sleeve on my right arm that needs colored in. It's just with my wife working so much, with her being booked pretty much solid, it's tough for me to get in. Usually what happens is she'll call me up when someone cancels, and she'll be like, hey, do you want to come get tattooed today? And it's like, well, not really. I don't like getting tattooed. I'm not one of those people. Some people are like, oh man, I love it. I love getting tatted. I'm not one of those people. I do not like being tattooed. So when we tattoo me, when we work on my tattoos, like I've got the right sleeve that needs colored in, and then I have a chest piece that I need to get colored in, and then I've got more ideas for the future, but it's like I need to take care of those things first, and it's taking a while, because like I said, I don't like spur of the moment. I need some time to prepare mentally, so I should just set an appointment and get the damn things finished up, because it's been a long time. People always see me and they're like, oh, your wife owns a tattoo studio. I figured you'd be covered head to toe. And it's like, well, yeah, I can see why you think that, but that's not the case. I do not like getting tattooed, and I'm kind of a baby about my chest in particular. That's the worst. Being tattooed on the chest is the worst. Is not comfortable. I can work on that for several hours at a time, and then I usually kind of throw the towel in. You know, I feel like it's different than if I were paying an artist. If I went somewhere, if I had set an appointment up and I was like, all right, I'm getting my chest tattooed today. I want this chest piece. We're gonna work on it for like 8 to 10 hours. I'd suck it up and I'd find a way to sit there. But when it's your wife tattooing you, and you know, you've been going at it for like 2 hours or so, and your chest is getting raw, it's like the first time she has to take a break, and I'm sitting there for a few minutes, and then she comes back, starts to work on it again. It's just like the pain level goes through the roof at that point. And then that's usually when I'm like, all right, I'm done for the day. And it takes a lot out of you. I don't know if everyone's that way. I feel like a lot of people are. If you're tattooed for an extended period of time, especially in a really tender area, when you are done being tattooed, it's like time to go home and just lay down for the rest of the day. So, yeah, it's not pleasant. I don't like it, but I like the way it looks afterwards. So, I'll get them finished up at some point. We just have to book the time, guys. That's what it comes down to. I just need to book the damn time and do the damn thing. But I've not done that yet. So maybe soon I will do that, since my wife is getting ready to start booking for her fall appointments. All right, we're back home. We are back home here. Maybe what I'll do, because I want to enjoy this night a little bit. I think what is this? This is what I was talking about. This bag. It was sitting outside my house. I don't want to pick it up. I don't know what's in there. I'd like put gloves on or something. It's like a weird trash bag just sitting in front of my house. Oh, let's see. Obi-Wan wants to know hold on, let me go back a little bit. Obi-Wan says he doesn't have any tattoos, nor does anyone in his family. He will get one at our shop if he ever comes to Ohio. You should, and then Obi-Wan goes on to ask if Ohio should be high on his list of places to visit in the U.S. Let me say this, Andrew. Let me say this. Hold on one second. I will say this. There is something to be said for Southwest Ohio in the fall time. I feel like it's very underrated. I think if you did come to the U.S. at some point and you could book it in our fall time, it's a real treat around here. Again, it's not something that people really talk about much because it's not extravagant. You know, it's not like there's Disney World or a bunch of skyscrapers to see. The biggest city nearby is Cincinnati, which, that's whatever. It's a city. It's not like a tourist destination or anything. But yeah, well, Andrew said Ohio is never top billing if you're seeing things in the U.S. And yeah, that's true, but I think that it might be unfairly overlooked. That's what I'm saying. I think that there are some sites here that are worth stopping by for. Let's say that. We've got some national parks around here. I'm going to step outside with this. Let's see. I'll continue. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this old spot, huh? But there are some national parks around here that are worthwhile. That would definitely be worth seeing in the fall time. You could go for some nice walks. If you went to Miamisburg, there is a place called Mound Park, which is an actual burial site from it's well, you want to call it Indian or Native American burial site. It's a huge mound, and they've got stairs that you can walk up to get to the top of it, and when you look out, you can see basically the entire city. It's a really cool view. Used to go there a lot when I was a kid. There's good golf here. We've got some good golf courses. You could visit, a lot of haunted houses. I think Ohio is one of the let's see, it's got one of the largest populations of haunted attractions in the U.S. Yeah, tons of heroin. Well, he doesn't have to go to Middletown, It's not like everywhere he goes is going to be just covered in heroin. You're not going to be stepping over heroin addicts everywhere you go in Ohio. It is bad. There are some places here where it's really an affliction. People are really bad off in some spots. I don't know why they don't just use their white privilege to get out of it, Let's see. Here's what I'm drinking. This is Voodoo Ranger from New Belgium. It's a special release Atomic Pumpkin. Speaking of fall-timey things. So, yeah, I would, have I seen much of the U.S.? I have seen basically all of New England, which is the, the Northeast on the coast. My brother-in-law actually lives in Boston, well, a suburb of Boston. You can take the train into the city from where he lives, and it's maybe like half hour, 40 minutes or so. But yeah, I've been there, been to New York City or Manhattan. And then, of course, driving up to Boston, you pass through a bunch of other New England states. You go through Pennsylvania, you go through New York. I've been to Rhode Island. I've been into Connecticut. I'm pretty sure I've driven through Maine at some point. When I was in the Great American Beast, we went out to the East Coast as well. And we played in, I can't remember exactly which states we went to, but I feel like I've played most. Yeah, Family Guy country. Yeah, I love it there. Hey, cheers from France. What's up, buddy? Remy, is it Remy? Is that how you say it? I think I got it right. I'm pretty sure. Remy. You left some comments before. Yeah, and commented about Cyberfrog possibly baking my birthday cake. I think that's a possibility. I think that's quite possible. But this is what an international flavor we've got going on here. We've got Remy from France, and then we've got Obi-Wan from Australia, and then Andrew, of course, is holding it down for the U.S., just like me. So cheers, everyone. Cheers to our international party this evening. Andrew says he's been to most of the East Coast and Midwest and a smattering of Western states, and his international travels are Canada, Mexico, and Europe. So, yeah, I've been all to the East Coast. Of course, I've been down south. Driven through Tennessee. Well, Kentucky, obviously, that's like 40 minutes away from us. Sometimes we'll go to Kentucky. There's a shopping center and movie theater, a bunch of restaurants just across the river, just that away. If you drive about 35 or 40 minutes on the highway that way, you'll get to the border of Ohio. You cross the Ohio River into Kentucky, and there are a bunch of cool places to hang out over there. Played many shows just across the river. So I've been to Kentucky, driven down through Tennessee, I've been to Alabama, I've been to Georgia, been to Florida on vacation several times. Been to Texas. I like Texas. Texas is fun. I enjoyed the weather a lot in California, but it's insane. The people that live there are crazy. A lot of crazy people in California. Obi-Wan says he's been to Bali and Singapore, been all over Western Australia, but only been to Melbourne for a week within Australia. Yeah, that's a surprise. Figure that'd be the big destination. So Melbourne. Let's see. Where else have I been? I've been everywhere, man. Yeah, with my old band again, the Great American Beast. We drove out to. We were on our way to California. Yeah. Well, I was gonna save Iceland for last because that's international. Yes, I have been to Iceland. On the way out to California, which we never actually made it there because we had to turn around and come back. We ran out of money, and the guy who ran our record label would not give us any cash for gas to make it to our next show. Iceland is very cool. I'll talk about Iceland in a minute. But I've been out to, let's see, went through Montana, went to Colorado, vacationed in Colorado before. Very beautiful, up in them Rocky Mountains. Went out to Salt Lake City in Utah. What else? I think that might be about it. Oh, no. I've been up to Portland, Oregon. Portland. Remy said he's, he's fond of the volcano near ice there. Yeah, so Iceland, yeah, that's a fantastic place to go. My wife surprised me with a trip to Iceland in 2015, and we had an awesome time. I would love to go back there again. It rained pretty much the entire time. It was like a mix of rain and snow throughout I would say the majority of our stay in Iceland, but it didn't really matter. You know, it was really cool. Loved walking around Reykjavik. There was a really cool record shop called 12 Tonar that we went to, and you go in, it's so much different than going to a shop in the US where they're like pissed off that you walked inside. Um, you know, you go into this record store and they've got all these vinyl records and CDs, and anything that you pick up you can take downstairs. They've got a basement with couches and boom boxes and headphones, and you can just pick up CDs and go and test them out, and you sit there and listen to tunes, and while you're checking out music they will actually bring you coffee or tea. They've got like various drink options free of charge, just like offered as a thank you for coming in and looking around their shop. So very very different to going to a record store here in the US, where it's like people kind of roll their eyes when you walk through the door, and they just can't wait for you to get the hell out. So that's nice. I should be fair, not every record store is like that. All the corporate chains are, for sure. No one working for a big corporate store really gives a shit about the customers who walk in. They just want you, they want you to leave. They want you gone. It's like what Randall says. That's Randall and Clerks, you know. Everyone's got that mentality where it's like, this job would be great if it weren't for the fucking customers. You know, so that's kind of how people feel working at these big chain stores, I think. Some of the smaller mom and pop shops are more friendly, but I've never been to a mom and pop record store in the US where they just offered you free drinks or let you listen to anything that you want. That's a pretty cool feature. They used to have these little listening stations back in the day. Andrew, you might remember that. When you would go into, say like even Walmart had them. Walmart, Meijer, anywhere you went, they would have those kind of listening stations with maybe like 6 new release CDs or something that would a pair of headphones. You could listen to a few selections from the album or something like that, but nothing so generous as allowing you to pick up anything you wanted and take it into another room and unsupervised even listen to CDs out of the package and that kind of stuff. Let's see. Remy said that he hates the feeling that you're disrupting something as a customer. Damn it. Yeah, it sucks. You just want to go in, look around, and have a good time and maybe find something cool. But, you know, a lot of people don't want you in their store. But hey, if all the customers stopped coming in, you wouldn't have a job anymore. So it's a little silly, isn't it? Kind of like Comicsgate. Really, we were just talking about that. I tweeted about it earlier on the Super Divorce Twitter account. I retweeted something from Edwin Boyette earlier today where he was kind of talking about what the Comicsgate movement's all about and how it's gotten this bad rap. Like people accuse all these Comicsgate creators of being bigots and racists and misogynists and transphobes and homophobes and all this kind of stuff. They don't realize how truly diverse the Comicsgate movement is, and how there are fans of all skin colors, of all religions, male and female, various sexual orientations. It's like Comicsgate is not about bigotry. It's just about fans who want to be treated correctly, fans who want to be appreciated, and creators who want to have the freedom to treat their fans the right way, and also create the things that they'd like to create. And it's working out very well for them right now. And I hope that Remy thinks it's a mirror of some of the madness in society. Yes, and there's no shortage of madness in society right now. Andrew and I were just talking about that recently, just earlier tonight. It's like, yeah, you've got a large swath of people who seem to just worship chaos and disorder, and you need a little yeah, the front hole. Oh boy, that was good. Yeah. So it's like we're getting to the point where even describing uh, male and female genitalia using their medical terminology is an attack on people. So I can't remember the name of the website. It was Health something or other, but they had in their guidelines that in certain places, when they were describing the vagina, that they were also going to refer to it as the front hole, as to not offend people. Remy says when he says madness, it's the excessive way to defend something so far that you become aggressive. Yeah, that's a problem. Starting to equate words with violence, that's no good. That's not a good thing to do. You never want to, unless you were talking about an explicit threat of violence, but you never want to make it where you put speech that you just don't like on the same level that you would someone attacking you, say with a hammer or a baseball bat or even a firearm. That's the point that some people are trying to make, is that when people say things that hurt their feelings or that they feel uncomfortable with, that is tantamount to physical violence, that it's on the same level, and it's not true. You cannot take society in that direction and expect it to turn out well, because what happens is then you open the door for people who truly are violent, and you take away the you take away the cause for self-restraint, because at that point, if they want to hurt you physically, and they know that just saying something to you that makes you feel bad is going to be treated as physical violence, then they might as well just go ahead and attack you, because they're going to get the same punishment. They're just going to feel better. They're going to feel more satisfied with bashing your head in than they would just calling you a name that makes you feel bad. So it's a dangerous place to go. And I think that we would be wise to toughen up a little bit and realize that words are not physical weapons. Words are different. It's better for us to have our ideas fight it out on a sort of mental battlefield than to actually start fighting one another physically and destroying each other in the real world. That's not a place we want to go. I hope that we're able to steer out of whatever it is that we're mired in at the moment. But only time will tell, right? We'll find out. We'll see what happens. I'm hopeful. I don't think that most people are insane. Even people who disagree with me, I don't think that most of them are ready to resort to physical violence yet. I think most people are fairly decent, no matter which side of the aisle they're on. But it only takes a few really boisterous dickheads to fuck things up for people. So Remy says he prefers the threat of shout or physical violence than the silent death of censored points of view. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So we have to use our words while we can. I think that's the only way that that we make it out of this mess, out of this craziness that's going on right now. It's like people are going to have to start talking, even if it leads to heated debates, and even if people lose some friends here and there. Everyone's going to have to start speaking up, because if they don't, they'll find themselves censored. They'll find themselves in such a position that they dare not say anything at all that might anger the oppressors at that point. And the oppressors at that point will not be the people that are, I guess, being accused of being oppressors right now. It will be the people who say that they are freedom fighters. They'll say that they are fighting for the people, but they're going to ruin everything. So you have to stand up to them. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to speak your truth and not be afraid of the backlash. Because when you do that, when you speak the truth, when you use your words correctly and carefully, people around you take note of that. And I think it emboldens other people and it inspires them. And it shows them that they do have a voice, that they can speak out, and that they don't have to be intimidated into submission and into silence for fear of this angry mob coming after them. Because at the end of the day, the mob dissipates pretty quickly. These people attack one thing and then they're on to the next several days later, if that. Sometimes it's multiple issues in one day, and the one that they started the day with has been forgotten about it halfway through. So what's my view on bakers not making a cake for the gay wedding? Well, my view on that is that I think that's silly. I don't know why you would turn away a customer who wants to pay for your product. At the same time, I don't know why you would press the issue if you went someplace and told them that you wanted them to bake you a cake for your gay wedding, and they seemed resistant to that idea and they didn't want to do it. I don't know why you would continue to press the issue. I don't know why you wouldn't go somewhere else. I don't necessarily think that is something for the government to get involved in. That seems like something that the market will sort out. That's how I feel. I think that in a community where I would say homosexuality in general is fairly acceptable at this point. And, I live in a fairly conservative area, and I've seen women out holding hands before. It's just not, just recently we had a big festival downtown in Lebanon, and I saw some gay people, and it's like they're just hanging around with everyone else, and I don't think most people give a shit at this point. And this, like I said, is a very conservative area that I live in. So it's not like in my town anyway that these people are threatened with violence or that they're going to be lynched or anything like that. So what I'm getting at is if there were a restaurant or a bakery or something here in town and it came out that they had refused to serve gay people, I don't think that their business would do very well. Because though it's a conservative area, I think that people around here are also pretty tolerant, truly. And it's not like everyone knows each other, but I think it's a somewhat close-knit community. A lot of people know a lot of other people, and a lot of people around here have gay friends and whatnot. I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. And I just don't think that that would work out very well. So that's why I'm using my town as an example. I don't know if the place where these gay people were trying to get their cake baked at, I don't know what the landscape is of their city or town socially, but in any event, it's not something that the government should be involved in my opinion. Again, my personal feeling is that that's a silly reason not to bake a cake for someone, is because their sexual preference does not measure up to your ideal, or you disagree with it. I think you can disagree with it. You know, you can have your opinion on that, but I think that not honoring customers because of their sexual preference is a bad move. So that's my answer on that. Personally, silly not to bake the cake, but not something for the government to step in on. Let's see, what did Remy say? Remy said he agrees, we just have to be smart and accept differences, but claiming diversity as a rule and the only way everywhere is bullshit. That's his feeling. That's how he feels about it. I agree with you, Remy. Because a lot of times that word diversity, it doesn't mean what people say it means. What it really means is I want to gather up a lot of people with various skin colors who feel and believe the exact same way as I do. That's what modern diversity is all about. It's not about real diversity. It's not about diversity of opinion. It's not about diversity of thought. It's about diversity of appearance. A lot of people who believe the exact same things and parrot each other and spout the same rhetoric and and do that all while looking very different from one another. That's what air quotes diversity is about now, and I think that it's worthless. So real diversity is fantastic. Real diversity is good, but this mock diversity, it does no one any favors. I mean, I think maybe I mentioned this before, but it was like diversity quotas and such for workplaces, where it's like when I was at GameStop and there's a stack of applications sitting there, several really good candidates for the job that we were looking to hire for, and we couldn't hire any of them because our corporate offices had said we couldn't hire any more males until we would hire at least one female. And so we didn't have any solid female applicants. And we got to the point where we were actually trying to recruit female customers who we had seen come into the store, kind of regulars and such. So we were like asking females who came in, hey, do you have a job? Do you want to work here? It's weird. It seems kind of creepy. It's almost like you're trying to pick them up or something, and it's all about just so that the corporate offices can hit this arbitrary number and say that that they're properly diverse in their employees, and that kind of stuff is just, it's no good. Let's see, what did Remy say? He's saying he disagrees with the example of the cake. If you lead a bakery, you serve your clients, or you can be charged for discrimination. Well, see, that's where I have an issue with that, because business owners, they start their business up, they have their own idea. Here in the U.S. anyway, as an entrepreneur, you go into business for yourself, you get the money, and basically any idea that you have, you can kind of bring to fruition. You can start your own business if you want to, as long as you have the money and you've got the plans and the wherewithal to put it into action and get it going. You can get it set up and you can run it just about any way you want. When the government starts stepping in, that's just not something that I think that they're supposed to be doing. That's not, in my opinion, the job of the government. I think that it's the job of the people to decide which businesses thrive and which businesses are allowed to stay open. If customers flock to a bakery because they find out that they're not serving gay people, I think that says a lot of that would reflect pretty poorly on their community. And then I think that's going to negatively impact a lot of things socially for them. I think that that's not really something that's going to happen, though. I don't think you'll see that. It seems to me that, like I said, in that example, I don't think that you're going to have to get the government involved, because that's going to be really bad for business. The example of not serving gay people. When that gets out and the community finds out about it, you're not going to need the government to step in. And you don't want the government stepping in where they don't have to. So I think it's an unnecessary overstep of their duties. I think that we should be working with as limited a government as possible. I kind of look at it as a necessary evil. So the less government, the better. I'm not saying that there's no use for it at all. I think there is, but in that case, like I said, the market's going to work that out. People will not want to go and be the patrons of a bigoted baker. There's probably going to be another bakery that opens up somewhere in town that will serve gay people, and as long as their bakery is professional and clean and provides a good product, then they're going to get, I think they're going to get more business than the other guy. So I have faith in the market to work things out like that. Remy says that maybe they want to keep a politically oriented bunch of customers. And again, at least here, you can do that. I mean, just look at, again, we can go back to the comic book industry. Look what they've done. The comic book industry has basically pushed all conservatives out of comics, kind of to the point where you're just called a Nazi if you're anything to the right of Lenin and Marx at this point, it seems. So if you're not like an ultra progressive leftist, then you've been pushed out of this industry. And that's what this Comicsgate stuff is about. You've got those guys who are like, okay, well, if we can't work at Marvel or DC openly, if we can't work there without feeling like, like we're going to be discriminated against or we're going to lose our jobs for our beliefs, then we're just going to go and strike out on our own and see what happens. And they've done that, and surprise, it's worked out very well for them. Meanwhile, Marvel and DC, they're constantly hiring leftist writers, leftist artists, editors. They're putting out books that have, very blatant leftist-leaning politics in them, so that these comic books have basically become just vessels for translating their political ideology to their customers. And so, fine, fair enough. Go ahead and do that and see what happens. And what's happening is that a lot of comic fans, a lot of their customers are leaving the scene. They're fleeing the scene. They can't get away fast enough. And why has Comicsgate been so successful? Why are these Indiegogos being so successful right now? It's not because they are attracting bigots and hateful people. It's because they're giving comic fans what they've been missing from the big two. And I would say also, to a lesser degree, Image and IDW and some of the other, I would say, second tier comic studios and that kind of thing. So yeah, so you can try to align yourself politically with customers. You can do that. Again, I think it sucks. Get woke, go broke, and that's what's happening. People are leaving Marvel. Readers are leaving Marvel and DC, and they're going out and they're finding these independent creators on Indiegogo, and they're backing their books. They're spending $50 for a special 48-page issue of something with like a signature on it, and then maybe like a sticker thrown in. Some of these little extras that guys are adding in as perks for their books that they're crowdfunding. And people would rather spend $50 for one book like that than walk into the comic shop on Wednesday and throw down $50 for a stack of comics that are mostly going to be garbage. So it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer why Comicsgate is so successful right now. They're giving traditional comic fans what they want. And, a lot of people are trying to defame the traditional comic book fan, if you will. People who want to see superheroes who look like superheroes, and they don't want a bunch of political drivel shoved down their throats every issue. People sitting around and drinking tea and talking about their feelings. It's like people want to read comic books because they want action. They want superheroes. They want supervillains. They want big epic stories. They don't want to be preached to by a bunch of SJWs and people who are trying to force their political philosophy on readers via a comic book. That's not what it's for. You're supposed to handle these properties with care. These are intellectual properties. These are characters and franchises that have been established over a period of decades, and writers should not come in to a writing position giddy with excitement that they have this vessel to sort of use as well. It's like wrapping the dog's medication in a piece of sausage, or coating it in peanut butter or something like that. That's what they do. They use these franchises to try to deliver their political message to readers, and people are not down with it. That's not what these books are for. Same deal with Star Wars. So anyway, Remy, in any event, what I was trying to say is that you see this done quite often. You see businesses trying to pander to certain ideologies, to a certain group of people, a certain a certain contingent of a political base. They'll try to connect with those people and not the other side, and that's fine. I think that you can do that, but you have to be careful, because you might end up with a fan base who, you couldn't even call a fan base, like these people who supposedly care so much about diversity in comics. And you said the example of the hidden medication in dog food is perfect. Yeah, well, that's what they try to do. And eventually the dog catches on. That's what's happening with people. They've caught on to this, and they're not happy with it. So they're fleeing the scene. They're getting away, and they're finding the artists and the creators, the writers, who are going to give them the kind of stories that they actually enjoy reading. Not the stories that they have to slog through. Not the stories that they have to sit through week after week because they feel bad if they don't read them. Because companies will shame the fans if they don't purchase the books. So, let's see. Obi-Wan says, have I heard about the World-Class Bullshitters comic that they're going to crowdfund? It's going to be about kidnapping Harrison Ford and forcing him to reenact Star Wars scenes. Sounds funny. That does sound good. I'll have to look into that. Funny story, actually. World-class bullshitters. I don't know if I've told you this before, Obi-Wan, but I guess the main dude, I can't remember his name, but he lives in Cincinnati, very close to me. So I thought that was kind of funny. He did this video where he went to Toys R Us just several weeks, I think, before they closed, and he was walking around and showing how sad it was, like what had happened to Toys R Us, and kind of giving a final walkthrough. And that Toys R Us that he went to is the one that I used to go to like every week with my dad. It's just, again, just about a half hour away from me in a place called Miamisburg, suburb of Dayton, Ohio. But hopefully, I like for this channel to get big enough to where maybe we could do some crossover stuff with him, because that would be cool. We live close enough where we'd be able to actually get together, you know, and maybe do a podcast or do some videos of some sort. That'd be kind of fun. I like listening to his stuff, so. Yeah. Get woke, go broke. That's what's happening in Battlefield right now. No one's buying Battlefield. What else? I mean, that's... I feel like COD has really bounced back. From what I hear, they're just blowing Battlefield out of the water right now on pre-orders. I might actually have to try out the new Call of Duty game. I haven't really played one since, what was it? I played through some of the campaign on the first Black Ops. And before that, the only Call of Duty that I finished was the original Modern Warfare. So maybe I'll give this new one a shot. I don't know, it could be okay. Not really happy with EA. Andrew says Black Ops is no good. Let's see. Obi-Wan says you'd have it made if that ever happened. Yeah, that would be fun. I'm guessing you're talking about the world-class bullshitter stuff. But yeah, it would be cool. Maybe we can try and get them out to a show sometime and then have them review a Super Divorce show. Or go live from a Super Divorce show. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know if he's the type of guy who goes out to concerts. That's what I said. We were going to call them Super Divorce concerts. Super Divorce does not play shows. We only play concerts, guys. We're too fancy for shows. Anyone drinking anything good tonight? You guys got anything? This is pretty good. The Voodoo Ranger, the Atomic Pumpkin. It's a good pumpkin beer. It's a sweet pumpkin, actually. Andrew's having some tap water. Yum. Gotta love some tap water, brother. This is pretty good, though. It's compared to a lot of pumpkin beers are heavy on the spice. This one is, like I said, it's more of a sweet pumpkin flavor. And it's got kind of a bite at the back of the throat a little bit. A little bit of a burn. Very subtle, very light, but I like it. It's an interesting flavor. It's good. Yeah, not too bad. Since we've gotten the review from Obi-Wan on some of the Australian beers, I don't know if Remy's still here, but Remy, if you could, I'd be interested in hearing about some French beers. Obi-Wan wants to know if I've ever tried mango beer. I have not. I don't believe I've ever even seen a mango beer before. And Remy says that they have Belgian beers in France. So is there no official, like, there aren't any official French breweries? You don't have any craft breweries in France? Looks like they have Belgian and German beers, but no actual French beers, huh? French good. Okay. 1664. Is that the name of the beer? 1664. Jean, Jean, is it Jean Lane? Jean Lane in 1664. A couple good French brews. Remy, do you ever do any videos yourself? I'd be interested in seeing maybe a review of 1664 and a review of Jean Lane. I don't know if I can actually get those. The guy that runs the Ameristop down the road that we walk to in Super Divorce Gets Beer, he takes requests, so we'll have to run some of those by him. And when we go over there next time, Obi-Wan, I'll ask him about possibly getting some of the Australian stuff in too. Andrew said they sell 1664 at Kroger. Really? Or they used to? I've never seen it before. Or maybe I have, but I just haven't paid attention. But I'll take a look. I'll check for it. Obi-Wan says he'll review one on the weekend. Oh, speaking of which, I was going to ask you, Obi-Wan, sir, what was the little snack that you were eating? You had like a cup with some crunchy snacks that you were eating on your video when you were reviewing the beers. I didn't know what you had there, but it looked interesting. Yes, let us know. Inquiring minds want to know. What was the strange, crunchy snack that you were eating in your review videos? And Remy, while you're here, you should go over to Obi-Wan's YouTube channel and subscribe. He's getting some videos going. He's kind of in the beginning stages. He's done a few beer reviews that you might find interesting. So check those out if you have a minute, as well as anyone else watching this later. If you're looking over at the live chat replay, head on over to Obi-Wan's page. Hello there would be his username. We call him Obi-Wan here. But go over to Obi-Wan's page and give him a sub, give him a like his videos, check him out. He said, Obi-Wan says his street cred might get diminished again here. Why? Because of telling us what you were eating? Your confession of snack style might take you down a peg in our ranking here. I hope not. I don't see why that would be. Oh, they were soy snacks. No! No! You just made me do the Darth Vader. Not soy snacks, dude. What kind of... I've never heard of a crunchy soy snack. What is it? Is it like freeze-dried tofu? Freeze-dried tofu twists? Or something like that? Astronaut tofu? Do you guys have astronaut food in Australia? There's one. Better slow down, bub. That's what I was wondering. How can soy be crunchy? Soy sticks, crunchy soy sticks, crunchy freeze-dried soy twists for astronauts or for astronauts. Is that what they call them? Astronauts? People who go into outer space from Australia are astronauts. But yes, please, Obi-Wan, let us know how soy snacks can be crunchy. I figure it would just be like a squishy, he'll show the packet next review. They're tasty. Maybe you should do a review just about your soy snacks. Give us like 10 to 15 minutes on the soy snacks alone. Snoy snacks. Try that. Crunchy soy snacks. Snappy soy snacks. Say that 5 times fast. Everyone always says that. They want you to say things 5 times fast. Say that 5 times fast. Uh-oh. My phone's about to die, brothers. We're getting, I think we're getting to the end of this video. So, it's too bad I didn't find Shenmue tonight. It's too bad. But I did my best. And, so, I guess before the phone takes me, I'm going to go out on my own terms. And, wish all of you a good evening. Thank you for hanging with me tonight. Thanks to Obi-Wan, Andrew, and Remy for hanging out here. Anyone who's watching later, thank you. Leave us a comment. We always comment back. Like this video. Share it with your friends. Share a particular segment you like. What else? Subscribe to this channel, please. Please subscribe to this channel, guys. Bong that gong for notifications, so that you know it was a good one, Obi-Wan. We'll see ya. You guys make sure to bong the gong for notifications so you know when we go live, so you can join the live chat just like we had here tonight. As you can see, it's just some good brothers hanging out, shooting the shit. That's what we're doing here tonight. We went to Walmart, we came home, we sat on the porch, we bullshitted, we had a good time. So join us for one of these videos sometime. And there's probably a new episode of Sequential Star Wars that you guys can go and listen to. So maybe look into that. Please look forward to that. And until next time, everyone, y'all take real good care. We'll see you later. Good night.